Hello everyone, my name is Akshaj and welcome to episode number 5 of Python Mastery. Today's video is about how Python understands structure, how it knows it, where a block of code begins and where it ends, and what belongs to what. We are going to trigger an indentation error on purpose and we'll tell you guys what the indentation error is and read it properly and fix it. So when it shows up in your code, you're not guessing. So first we'll create a structure.py file in our folder, and we'll write a small code called here if true if true print this text message. Small issue, no issue. So there you can see this is a colon after the end of the if line. It's not a decoration, it's telling Python that this is colon is a signal. It's saying that the block is about to begin. So you see your if statements, for loops, while loop, classes. Anytime a Python expects a group of lines to follow, that is a colon. Think of a colon as a door. Everything that walks through the door, everything that belongs to the block needs to be indented. So when I try to run this using Python structure.py, it gives me this. So what is this block exactly? A block is basically a group of lines that belong together, that run as a unit under some condition or a structure. In most languages, blocks are wrapped in curly braces. Python does not do it because Python uses plain English. That is because it's so easy to use. Python uses indentation. So the white space is the start of this line. This white space is the start of the line to define where a block starts and where it ends. So let me write another code. So for example, we'll delete this and we'll write line 1 of the block, and we'll write another line 2 of the block, and we'll write another print statement outside this if statement. Line 3 is outside the block. So both print statements are indented because they belong to this if, and in this line 3 is outside the if statement, so it's not indented. So when I saved it and run it again, it gives me all these three, because what it does, it runs this one because it's true. We did not put any other condition, we put true, so Python thinks it's possible. It first runs this one, then runs line 2, and then it runs line 3. All three lines print, but notice the structure. The first two belong in if, so they are first. The last one is last regardless. So now we'll break it down on purpose. So we'll write another code if true, and what we'll do is we'll intentionally forget to mention the indentation. Forgot to indent, and I will run this. As you can see already, that you can see some red underlines under the print statement, so you already know there's something wrong with this code. So when I try to run it again, it gives me an indentation error because it expected indentation block which we did not put. So what it first tells is that this file in line number 2, and in the print part we forgot to put an indentation. So how to fix it? We'll give a proper indentation here, and as you can see, the red underline is already vanished. So when I run it, voila, it gives me the answer. So there's a second version of this code which is a little trickier. I have this one. What I'll do is I'll write print line 1, and then I'll give an extra indentation, as you can see here. I have given an extra indentation, and when I save it and I try to run this one, it gives me a new error. Last time it was expected indented block, this time it is unexpected indent. So this is what Python does. Same family but different clause. Line 1 is indented 4 spaces and line 2 is indented 6. Python executes every line in the same block to be of the same level. The moment one line is off, it gives us an error. The fix is about how many spaces you use. It's about being consistent. Pick 4 spaces, then that's standard and stick it everywhere. Most editors like VS Code handle this automatically. So when you press enter after a colon, as you could see here, when I put enter after colon, it did automatically until I forcefully did this one. Forcefully I added spaces. So VS Code does this automatically, and so we don't have to worry about it. So one more thing is that tabs versus spaces. People use indent using the tab key. Some use space, and Python can handle both, but it cannot handle mixing them. So if one line uses tab, then other line uses space, then it will see them as different indentations, even though they look same on screen. The Python community settled this debate a long time ago. Use spaces, 4 of them. In VS Code, it converts tabs to spaces automatically if you configure it, and it usually comes as set up by default. So this is one of the rules that feels annoying when you think about it, but it's very important to do it regardless. So let's look at a bigger code and we see what happens inside these blocks. So I have this code written out. So what it does is that it takes a if statement, and if it's true, it'll print us outer block. And that if it's true, it'll print an inner block, and then it'll print us back to outer. So each level of this nesting has 4 spaces. The structure of indentation is that the structure of the program. You can read what belongs to what by just looking at the left edge of the code. This edge belongs to this. So as you can see, this one, because we have this much space here, it belongs to the if statement. This one also has the same amount of space and belongs to this first if statement. But this one has more space than this both. So it belongs to this newer, smaller if statement, as you can see here. And you can see this one has same amount of white space as this and this. So it belongs to the bigger if statement. So when I save it, and I run it, it gives me the proper answer. So what we have learned till now is that the colon signals that a block is coming. Indentations, the 4 space, it defines what is inside the block. An indentation error, if you get expected an indented block, it means that you forget to indent after a colon. And if you get an indentation error saying that it has an expected indent, it means that the indentation levels are inconsistent. So always use spaces, not tabs, and 4 spaces every time you use. So that was the video, guys, and if you liked it, please like and subscribe to the channel, and see you in the next one.